fence and asking me to marry them, I will shoot you in the face, and we can talk about it when you're on your back.
Yeah. And all that'll do is just hype viewership of your projects.
Right? Without, like, I'll just go out like a champ. Broadcast out of it. If you could have Facebook in jail, I'm sure you could podcast from jail. All right. We're never going to get through the story.
What kind of gun do you got? It's really no big deal.
6 hour.
You got. I don't even know what that is.
It's what's the?
Is it a revolver? Is it a Glock?
It's a Glock style. It's automatic. 8 and then I think 8 in the cartridge and 1 in the chamber.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, it's a nice gun.
I was in this place in Utah, not Utah.
I should know. I didn't buy it for myself. All you people who love guns and think I'm an asshole for not knowing that. It's like, it was purchased for me, and I fire it, once a month to make sure that if I have to shoot at a person, I'll hit them. But I don't know. I need to know more about guns.
I'm trying to talk to my girl into getting one.
It's a long, slow process trying to get a girl to bring a gun in the house. I like to shoot guns, and I shot them on movies.
You do the shoes trade.
Oh,
like how many shoes do I need to get you so I can get this?
It wasn't that difficult for me. I love guns. So you know what my husband did? I was talking about buying a gun, and we just started going and shooting. That's the way to do it. Take your girls. Girls are usually great shots because we're a little bit calmer, a little less tense than guys are when we hold a gun, unless you have somebody who's just like a hyper kind of tensive person. But women generally are a little calmer when they squeeze, and they're a little bit more accurate with their firing. So you take her, show her what a great shot she is. Then you get.
Then I go in there.
Yeah,
All right.
That was how it worked for me. I was like, oh fuck, I lit that fucking piece of paper up, and then I got a gun after that.
I went in Texas. Shotgun's very forgiving. You can definitely hit the target with that, but
shotgun.
Then he gives me like I never really fired a gun.
Shotgun, you just close your eyes and point forward. You're gonna hit something. Yeah, that's
people keep telling me that's the one that you want because the other shit's gonna go through the wall and maybe hit somebody you don't want to hit. But like, I just think. I don't know. It's tight quarters. You're in a house, and also you want to get the guy. You don't want to have to do a bunch of spackling. You know what I mean? I'm trying. I already got to clean the blood off the wall.
Of killing a man.
I don't need to go down to Home Depot buying some plaster and all that shit. Yeah, I don't need that.
Well, here's the thing. I might be wrong about this. I'm sure I'm going to get a bunch of new and exciting, different mail than I normally get. Guys who advocate a shotgun, part of it is, A, you're not going to miss, right? B is you're going to have to think about it a little bit longer before you pull the trigger. Because mainly how people get shot in home with home ownership is by accident, right? It's too easy to pull a handgun out and fire it without thinking. And your girl gets up in the middle of the night to take a pee, you're sleepy, you hear a noise, you jump up, you shoot your spouse, your girlfriend, your boyfriend. That happens.
Is that how it goes down? People don't go like Aisha. They don't say that first.
I mean, apparently that would be nice.
You actually shoot the dog.
Pinky.
I don't buy into any of this shit where people say, you got, the second you put a gun in the house, you have an 80% higher chance to get you. It's because people are morons.
People are idiots.
But that doesn't mean you shouldn't get a gun. There's people texting while driving, killing people every day. Does that mean I shouldn't have a car? Just because...
No, it just means you shouldn't text and drive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And
I mean, I would prefer it if look, I'm not I love violence in films. I'm not a gun advocate, but I'm not anti-gun. I think it would be great if nobody had a gun and we had to fucking beat each other to smithereens.
Utopia.
That's what I'd prefer. Not even utopia.
That would be a utopia.
Utopia wouldn't be fighting.
Utopia is if they made guns illegal, everybody would abide by the law.
That wasn't really what I was proposing. I was just proposing if we didn't have guns, and if you were going to come and kill me, I had at least a 40% chance of beating the shit out of you first. Right? Even it up. You know what I mean? Like if you're gonna come and kill me, you're gonna have to look at my eyes.
Easy. Big, tall, goofy girl like you. I'd go with the leg sweep. I'd sweep you right there.
I might go down quickly, but I'm good in close. I'm good in close quarters combat. I fight dirty and dig all in your eyeballs. And
all women fight dirty.
Yeah.
You guys, you know what? This is the thing too. You guys don't play fight either. Anytime you play fight with a girl, you're just kind of going 8%, and they come at you like 100%. They're like, wham! You're just like, Jesus Christ.
I like to wrestle. I'm not a play fighter, but I do like play wrestling. But I just think like as a girl, you have to play dirty because you're in a real combat situation. When I was on CSI,
if a guy's really attacking you, absolutely ball bag.
When I was on CSI, there was a guy who was like the tech advisor, right? And he had been a sheriff. I asked him all about the female cops he's with just for research, and he was saying I had a lot of female partners. They obviously had to be in really great shape, but a lot of them just didn't have the height or the reach. They just were never going to have the advantage over a guy even the same size as them. And I said, so what they do? He's like, well, we were in a situation where it seemed like the guy was going to get within range of them. Shoot him. we can figure out what his question was afterwards. And I was like, yes, because she's never.
But that's not even surprising.
I'm not surprised.
That doesn't surprise me because that's how you guys process stuff like the end of a relationship. Like this, just all of a sudden.
Why is this about chicks and not about cops?
They're burning up shit.
I've never set anybody's shit on fire. I must be more like a dude. I'm like, just.
Why is it about chicks? Earlier you said, you just made a blanket statement that women are better at shooting guns because they're common. No, and I actually would go with that. But if you flip that around, if I was to say that there would be like, that's misogynistic. Oh my God. I am like so calm.
Don't bring your 3 years of hate mail from your fucking podcast onto my show.
3 years? I've been doing it 4 years.
What? Oh shit.
I don't get a lot of hate mail. I don't think I have a lot of female listeners. I think the female listeners that I have are being held hostage by their boyfriends in their cars. No, come on, he's funny.
He's great, right?
Come on, you do that, right? And by the time they get to the casino, there's like some sort of domestic violence.
He's locked out of the room.
No, my podcast is it's on purpose, over the top, and way beyond what I do in my act. Yeah. It's just something like I never really talk about sex or
your podcast is nothing like your act.
Yeah,
I think. I mean, you talk about relationships and stuff, but the show is funny. Knowing you for as long as I have, and then listening to the podcast, I'm like, that's just Bill in a room laughing at his own jokes. It kills me. You're really, really funny, and all of a sudden you crack yourself up. You have to like push yourself away from the mic, and I think that's so. It's like. I already know what you're going to sound like when you're 90 and like the whole family's left the room and you're just in there alone with your fucking jelly jar full of schnapps. Another thing.
No, one of my favorite things to do is to irritate people or annoy them. So whatever I'm talking about, it's a very simple formula. Like I went off on Rednecks a few weeks ago. And it's improv.
You push.
So people what they'll do is they'll tweet me stuff that I say, and it makes me laugh because I don't necessarily remember all of it.
Well, they'll like pull like one little phrase out of what you
something
said.
About the babies come out and their feet are already dirty. And I remember saying it, but I wasn't thinking about it. And somebody sent it to me, so I get a double laugh. Like I'll say it makes me laugh, and then it's because it's improv. I forget it, and I get on with my life. And then someone sends it to me. And they make me laugh, and then I always show them to my girl, and she goes, "You said that's not funny. That isn't funny."
I do a thing at the end of the show every week where I recap whatever I said during the show that people might be upset about, just saving them the trouble of going and writing me an angry letter.
Oh, there you go.
I'm just like, look. If you want an apology, I'm just going to give it to you right now. Just fucking enjoy your afternoon. Don't spend it composing some, like, angry letter to me. I'm just going to say, I know that was so fucked up. I know that was inappropriate. Yes, I'm an asshole. Have a nice day. I
have a bunch of techniques for people who do stuff like that. Yeah. You send them what seems to be like a form letter. But you disguise
like
it.
Mad Lib.
No, you send it where it's disguised just enough where you act like you think that you're fooling them. Mm-hmm. Like, hey, fan of Aisha, after they totally trashed you. Glad you enjoyed the show. Blah 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 blah. And you try to make it just a little bit personal by saying their name and then putting that in there so they see it's like a formula. That drives them nuts. Another one is you hit reply without writing anything. And if they really come off like an egomaniac, what you do is you send them a rebuttal with spelling mistakes and just watch how into their ego they're going to go. And it just totally, yeah, it's hilarious. They get
it's THEY apostrophe R-E.
Oh yeah, no,
buddy.
It's awesome.
Oh, that's hilarious.
It's awesome. Or I'll just write something back that just is sort of insulting but connected to nothing, like typical. Or what about last week? And then I'll just send it and make. What does that even mean? And just knowing that they're losing their mind, is
okay. So but I'm gonna impose some linearity on this conversation. Two comedians should never try to have a fucking like one directional. It's impossible. We're gonna try.
Yeah.
So you decided after this trip in Texas that you were gonna stop drinking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And was that like a
there.
cold turkey?
Yeah.
It was easy for you to just stop?
No, it's still hard. And I finally pushed through. What happens is when I quit drinking, because I've done this before, is I don't feel like, oh, yeah, this is all. I feel good in the morning, but at night it's hard.
Oh, yeah.
And then it goes to the point, it's not like the wanting to drink fades away.
Yeah.
It's the quantity of how much I want to drink increases. Like, I'll like not drinking for a week is like, I could really go for like 3-4 beers. Next week, dude, if you had a 12-pack in front of me and it just keeps... Now I'm like fantasizing that when I come off the wagon, I want to go to like Oktoberfest and just be like double fisting.
Like a Stein on wheels.
That's the thing is like I'm not like an alcoholic. Like I don't have DTs. It never really affected my life other than, physically. Mm-hmm. But I love it. Yeah, that's the thing. And I love hanging out. I love talking shit.
Oh, yeah.
I love...
the whole experience.
The whole experience
booze, but everything
is
about
awesome.
the drinking experience is wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, and it just got to the point where, I was just hanging out with people I shouldn't have been hanging out with, after the shows. Like, I have a theory that the last 10 people in line, 8 of them on purpose wanted to be that person, and they're so they can corner you.
Oh, yeah.
And suggest,
hey, buddy, let's get some shots, man.
Yeah.
My buddy's got it.
Yeah.
My buddy's going to go get some rotisserie chicken.
Right.
And we're going to eat it in his driveway. Don't you want to come? Yeah,
yep.
I'm dying.
And I always said, what do I want to do? Go back to the hotel room by myself and just sit there and listen to the air conditioner going on and off? Yeah, let's go do it. And then I would end up in these situations where the person who drove me was too drunk, or I'd go there and all of a sudden
strangers. You're with strangers.
And then all of a sudden hardcore drugs are being done.
Oh, no.
I've had that a few times. I think that was Kansas City. And I'm just like,
out. I want out.
Yeah, I remember one time hanging out with this waitress. She was gorgeous. And we go out and we start drinking, and then I swear to God, she starts burping. Oof. Like a 400-pound guy, God. Obnoxious. Oh. And I want to be at one point like, listen, I'm not trying to fuck you. So if that's like your
either your deterrent
your rape
or your
whistle.
test, like either your rape whistle, either your deterrent or your like litmus test, or whether I can take it, like what kind of a man I am. Like, am I still going to find you attractive after you burp in my face?
So fucking like she could be on the floor below us and we'd hear it. And it lasted it was like a solid
like
6 seconds. It was just like
really disturbing.
Yeah, it was awful. I don't want to be anyway, so I continue.
I don't want to fuck her either.
I continue to hang out with her, and I end up with this place where I can't tell what people are on, and this guy is being like overly abusive to his dog, like doing the hey, knock it off, and like jerking it with the thing like really bad. And I was just going like, I got to get out of here because I'm going to punch that guy, and that guy can kick the shit out of me. But my love of dogs is overpowering my
common sense.
Yeah, don't get your ass kicked thing. Yeah, it was really bad.
Instinct.
It was really bad. So I kind of stopped doing that.
That's also something that. Maybe, I don't know. I'm sure there are other female comics who would say they've been in that situation before, but because I'm a chick, I just have never, ever taken an invitation from any fan.
No.
Ever.
Well, no.
No, I never have. I mean,
yeah.
Talk about sitting in your hotel room and listening to the fucking air conditioning. I mean, then it's like, I'm going to go back, watch 3 or 4 episodes of Law & Order, fuck up some almonds.
But once you get back to the hotel room, it takes me 5 minutes of being pissed that I didn't go out and have fun, and then once I'm watching SportsCenter, I'm psyched.
You're happy, right? Yeah,
I'm
you
like,
can grab a beer
good.
from the hotel bar. You can drink a beer in your room if you want to. I mean, it doesn't even feel sad to me. It's like I'm going to be at this place for 4 days. My priority is to put on the best show I can.
Right.
I'm writing or I'm doing other shit when I'm in my room.
How old do we sound right now?
I know.
I got to give the crowd a show. I make sure I get 8 hours sleep.
I want to be fresh, mentally acute.
That's terrible.
Yeah, it's funny. I know a lot of guys talk about, especially comedians who've been doing comedy for about the amount of time that we've been doing it, who start to talk about not drinking anymore. And I know people have this idea about comedy that it's like the drugs and the partying, but there's just the everyday like the everyday constant presence of free booze that will make you like a workman-like drinker. If you go by the like, if you ever gone to get a physical and they say, do you have more than 8 drinks a week? Yeah. It's like, a week, weekend, one night. What are you talking about? And it's just like, just to let you know, 13 to 14 a week is technically considered now like something ridiculously low. Like 2 drinks a night for 7 nights in a row, which would seem like a reasonable drinking. You are not even a binge drinker. Yeah, an alcoholic.
Yeah, their weekly amount to me is a brutal night.
I think it's like +5. I feel like do you have more than 5 drinks a week?
It's more than that.
Is it?
But it's shockingly well considering there's 7 days. You're supposed you can have 1 drink a day. I heard is healthy. Is actually good for you. But if it's more than averaging out like 2 drinks a day. It's something ridiculously low, which I'm sure someone will send an email. Actually, it's 17.5.
You can see
whatever.
It in the chart.
Yeah, whatever. It's something ridiculously low. So, so I guess technically I was, but I didn't have. Well,
but it's funny because habit and disease are like very, very close together. So, like for example.